welcome back to the Feisty Ferret Business. My name's Alexandra Kirov. Pierre is somewhere. He is there. That's his new stash spot, so he goes there a lot. Anyway, today's video is going to be about must-have ferret products. These are going to be a range of products from sort of cleaning to necessities to like toys and such that are must-haves for almost all ferret owners. These should be applicable to whether or not you have them in a cage or free roam, but some of them obviously might not be applicable to you. But anyway, let's go on to it. So first one that I've got is technically two ones. It's puppy pads or washable pee pads. So the washable ones recommended on my Instagram, which will be in the link below, in the description below if you're interested, don't follow me. So for some people don't litter train. I have, but Pierre likes to go in two corners, so I myself in his cage use I use puppy pads, the training ones. Just these generic ones. Luckily, Pierre doesn't really move them, so I don't have the issue of them sort of like just moving them or like going underneath. I know some people do. However, when I initially used the litter box with him, I found that whenever I'd suddenly run out and I couldn't find any more litter, the puppy pads were a good backup option just in case, so I didn't have to worry about like cleaning the cage every single hour. But they're also good for when they free roam, in case you have ferrets that do like try to go in any corner they can find. Like I said, I'm lucky. Pierre is basically the trained, he only goes inside his cage. But I know some people don't have ferrets that are like that, and that's fine. But it does mean that having puppy pads as a backup option is a good option. Or if you have a ferret that in the cage goes in like one side, it'd be good just to cover that with puppy pads. And also the washable ones are really good, they're eco-friendly, they're more cost effective in the long run, and of course, again, a good backup option if you need them. And next up, Pierre, what are you doing? So I'm a bit out of breath, I'm recovering from a chest infection, so that's fun. Next up is, I would say it's an obvious one, but you might not know if you're relatively new, salmon oil. I would get mine actually. So I always get mine from the ferret rescue that I actually got Balthazar from, Fluffy Retreat, but you can find it at pet stores, usually in the dog section. You can find it in pet stores, you can find it online. There's a lot of businesses that do it. This one's actually sort of a mixture. I believe it's got some other oils, so you can get like pure salmon oil, or you can get some mixtures, but always double check if it's got anything that ferrets can't have. I might do a video about salmon oil at some point, I'm not sure yet. Just getting back into the habit of making videos again. But yeah, so salmon oil is amazing as a treat, so I wouldn't give it as like a regular, like alongside his food, but I give it as a treat. Or to help me trim his nails, so I'll put it on his belly, and while he's doing this, I'll sort of just get the nail and get the scissors and trim his nails, because that's one of the only ways I'm going to be able to do that. Some people use it for training, or to train them to wear a harness. There's a lot of different ways you can use it, but ferrets are obsessed with this stuff, so it's always good to have it on hand. For whatever reason, whether even if you're not planning on training them, you know, just as a treat or to help you trim their nails. This one is something I haven't really seen before, but I've been doing this since I got my ferrets, which is a mini dustpan and brush. This one is getting a bit disgusting because I've had it for almost 2 years now. But before I switched to puppy pads, I did have litter trays for them, and they would use it, but they would also kick litter out a lot, which is why I switched. They kick out the litter, and it gets quite hard to it was getting really hard to try and sweep it all up. So I invested in a little mini dustpan brush. This one's probably, I think it might have been like £4 on eBay, but there's quite a few different colours and types. Now I would just use it to sweep up the litter that they had kicked out. And yeah, it's really simple, it's really basic, so if you have litter trays or if you have that issue, it might be helpful. I know some people actually just have complete litter like all over there, so like instead of having blankets and such, they have litter, or you know, some that sort of similar bedding in their cages. So again, that might be useful for you maybe. don't know. But if you have the same issue I had with them kicking litter out, or sort of you need to just sweep a lot of stuff up, then invest in a mini dustpan brush. Like I said, this one's getting a bit disgusting, but it's been handy, and I still use it occasionally to sweep up, like when he's tipped over his food bowl. I use it for that. So yeah, it's just worth looking into if that's an issue you have. Next up, tunnels. You can see behind me we've got a big plastic tunnel. Also got a red sort of expanding tunnel, a solid plastic tunnel, as well as this one that I got Pierre for Christmas. Tunnels. Ferrets love tunnels. I can't really explain why. That noise is Pierre in a tunnel right now. But yeah, you can get all sorts. You can get these ones are my favourites. They're these big sort of clear ones that, you know, bend around and move. But like I said, there's also those ones that sort of you can move. Pierre, do you mind? Of course, you can get one like fabric ones that hang inside cages and such. There's so many different types, and honestly, ferrets love all tunnels. So just get one and your ferret will be happy, you know. They're very easy creatures to please. They're very simple creatures. Isn't that right, Pierre? Are you simple? Are you simple? Are you simple? Yeah, so tunnels, really easy enrichment. Even if you don't have a lot of space, you know, but it's just really easy for them to play with and don't require much maintenance unless your ferret uses it as a litter tray. But yeah, so tunnels. Next up is bowls that attach to the cage. There's a lot of different types of these bowls. Some are like solid bowls that attach to the cage. Some are sort of have like a ring that you sit the bowl in. That's what I've got currently. Because my boys being my boys would always tip the water bowl over. Currently, just because I've lost the other one, I've only got the water bowl attached to the cage, and Pierre doesn't tip it out. I know some ferrets do, which is why, because it's different types, and you can get solid ones that can't be lifted up, and some can, which is what I've got. Luckily, Pierre doesn't do that, so I don't need to worry about it. But if you have ferrets that will sort of dig into their bowls, like Pierre does do it with his food bowl, he'll dig the food out, he'll tip the bowl over. It makes a mess, which is why I need this. But if that's an issue you have, I definitely look into it. I'd avoid using water bottles. I know some people do choose to, but I personally avoid it because it is shown to have harmful effects on their teeth and their tongue. So yeah, that's why I prefer them, but I know that they can make a mess, which is why you can get those nice solid ones that do attach to cages and sort of wire cages. If I'm going to see if I can find any Amazon links or anything, but I'll attach them below, but if not, they should be relatively easy to find. Hello. Oh, what are you doing? You want to be part of my video? Next up is syringes. This one's more of a it's like I said, it's a good product to have just in case. Hopefully none of you would need it, but so I would have two different types of syringes. I'd have the really thin ones and the bigger ones, if that makes sense. One big, one small, and these are for in case your ferret happens to be unable to eat properly or is struggling to eat and drink enough, mostly due to medical issues. When Balthazar was ill, he wasn't really eating much, and I think the effort of chewing his food was quite hard, which is why I blended up a lot of his food and sort of syringe fed him and gave him water through a syringe, because that would make him eat and drink at least enough to keep him going for a bit. So, although like I said, hopefully you wouldn't need it, but it's good to have it just in case, because ferrets are very prone to health issues. Like I said, the little ones are good for water, you know, just getting quick amounts of water, and also for medicine. Usually if you take your ferret to a vet and they do prescribe medicine in liquid form, they will give you a syringe, like I had for Balfi, but it's good to have it just in case. Hopefully you won't need it, but it's a good option for if your ferret becomes ill and is struggling to ingest water and food. Next up, stain remover. again, this is mostly for if you have ferrets at free roam and you've got carpets like I do. Although luckily I haven't had many incidents with Pierre or Balfour or anyone sort of accidentally use sort of peeing or pooing on the carpet. But just in case, it has happened a couple of times, and so stain remover is brilliant. It doesn't normally take very long to work at all. I just don't use it while the ferrets are out. There's a couple of different brands that I'd recommend. I'll put them in the links below. But yeah, just again, good to have, good for cleaning, especially if you rent. You don't want any stains. You don't want it to look like there's been ferrets at all, ideally. So yeah, stain remover, must have for cleaning. And last but not least, small cat trees. So some people do have like the big cat trees. I personally don't feel too comfortable having those because although ferrets are very durable, I wouldn't trust Pierre to somehow get to not hurt himself if he falls from the very top. So smaller ones like these two that I've got here are ideal for, or maybe slightly bigger, but you know, like these sort of sizes where like, you know, it's just got some bits, or like he loves to climb up that all the time. Just again for that added enrichment. And you know, keeps them interest, stops them from getting bored, because when they get bored, they get troublesome. But aside from those things, the other things I'd recommend as must-haves are crinkle toys or dangly toys. And by dangly toys, I mean stuff like this, you know, long stick thing at the end. And crinkles, they love crinkles. I can't explain why. I think it's the noise. But yeah, you got a lot to say? But yeah, crinkles and dangly toys, just toys in general. Again, it's all about enrichment and keeping them interested, because although they sleep a lot, when they're not asleep, they need to be constantly engaging with something. But yeah, so those are my must-have ferret products. If I have any specific products, brands or anything that I recommend, I will leave links below. But apart from that, that's all. Let me know if you guys have any specific products that you would absolutely recommend for new ferret owners. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!